good evening, good evening, everyone. Maazi Ezeoke speaking to us this evening, and I hope you can hear my voice loud and clear. So, this evening, everyone, you are welcome to Njenje Media TV, and this evening we are going to look at something, a topic that I had addressed before. I would say that my address of that topic was slightly half and half, I would say. Now, but today I would address that topic in full. And that topic is as it concerns, as many of you know, and many of you prefer to say, the nomenclature, the Nigerian presidency of Igbo extraction, or rather, the Nigerian presidency of Southeast extraction. Now, you all know that Professor Chukwuma Charles Soludo, the governor of Anambra State, once made a statement when a passing question was asked by Sheun Okimbaloye, an anchor with the Channels TV. Rather than Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo, who came to defend the 2023 Anambra State budget, to stick to the reason why he came, he veered off. He fell into the trap. Many of you had actually afterward that was a prep question. Well, in journalistic terms, if you understand what it means, many can, you could say could be. It could be. I'm not going to say that that is not the case. That's on one plank. He didn't stop there. Professor, after granting that interview, went on holiday in the United Kingdom, in London to be precise, and stood down on his desk in his house in England and started writing what Oderaibo would refer to as, I wouldn't use that word. I know you're watching, but I wouldn't say what you're saying. But some will say, I would rather prefer to use what one of my mentor, Ochenda Michi, the former chairman police commission, whom I met in Lagos in November. He said to me, when I asked him his view about the letter Soludo wrote, Chief Simon Okeke Ochendami, and he said, that statement made by Soludo and that thing written by Soludo was unprofessorial, quote unquote. Those are his words. I spoke to Dr. Kachonoju. He used some unflattering words to describe that. When I spoke to Dr. Chukwuemeka Ezife, the first civilian governor of Anambra State in 1991, I asked him the same question. He shook his head, said he's still shocked that that could come from Professor Chukwuma Charles Soludo. Now, why I'm telling you this, there are people, very eminent in Nigeria, that I have spoken to in the last 6 weeks. I have not come across one person, one. And I speak from former police AIGs. I speak to, when I say who is who, many of them, I could not mention their names. Some of them are watching right now as we speak, but none of them has said anything very complimentary to the comment made by Professor Chukwuma Charles Soludo. And I did my video and I asked, when I look at how these started, one, the statement was unprovoked. Two, the follow-up was suddenly a professor and a governor who ought to be busy, a state that many people were not planning to come back for Christmas because of the insecurity in the state. The insecurity not caused by Fulani herdsmen. No, not for Anambra State. The insecurity caused by people mostly from that state. A man who ought to get himself busy with how to find solution to actually get direct investment into the state. If you don't know, let me explain to you. But the fact that you keep the Southeast unsecure, that people could not come for Christmas, you're missing your first foreign direct investment. When I say Nigerians in diaspora, sorry, the Anambralians in diaspora, local diaspora, international diaspora, Abuja, Lagos, Kano, Castina, Comworth, they send home every Christmas that they do not come home. You're losing about 200 billion every Christmas that they do not come home. That is monies that should have gone to our aged mothers. Imagine that someone comes home, he gives half bag of rice, 25 kg, 20 kg, to an old woman in the village with one wrapper, with 2,000 or 5,000 naira. You may think it's small, but that rice, by the value of rice today, half kg of rice is about 22,000 naira, right? That's 25 kg. Now that wrapper is about 5,000 than with the cash. So you are looking at that woman, that widow in the village has lost about 28,000 naira that he or she, widower, whoever it is, that could have, basically gotten. Now, this is a governor that ought to have got himself busy on trying to see how this can be fixed ASAP, because these things are time bound. This Christmas festive period doesn't happen twice a year, it happens only once. And if you miss it, especially those in the diaspora, they buy their ticket between June, July, August, September, October, November. Anyone that buys ticket in December is what you call last minute. That is, maybe there is an emergency. So anyone trying to leave London, England, Germany, Hong Kong, anywhere to come down to the Southeast for Christmas buys their ticket between May, June, July, August, September. But here we are. The man in question did not bother himself with those things. Sadly, think about this. A man in Umuchu, I can pull up his name, who left, I believe, Castina on the 26th of December, no, 25th, got to his home in Umuchu, about to enter his house. He was double crossed, whisked away. By who? As a result of what? Insecurity. This man in question, according to my information, I do not know if he has been found. And his name is the business mogul Ogwehi Pius Egwekwe. He was kidnapped by unknown gunmen in Anambra State. Two village vigilantes in Oga, a neighboring town to Umuchu, a neighboring town to mine, were killed. They were first abducted by the so-called unknown gunmen. Their gun taken away. On the 23rd of December, one of the bodies found, one in Olu, at the border towards Olu, and the other in one of the villages in Oga. Their dead bodies. Many of you will know a man called Ofunwan Nobi, a man who came home to prepare for the traditional marriage of his daughter for the 26th of December. He was gunned down by the so-called unknown gunmen in his own community, Nobi. Debo, we are losing one of our bests. The madness must stop. Come back to issue in question. These are all connected. Pay attention, people. We have a governor who is the chief security officer of the state. Your job, and your job alone, is to ensure that you are able, or rather to secure the lives and properties of the citizens of your state. Punct. No minus, no plus. That is your primary duty. Every other thing is an addendum, the same way it is for the president of a federal republic. Now, here we are. If one job is not done, that which you have already secured, and by the way, every one of us who said that the Igbo nation needed more than a governor for 2022, in the thinking of many of us, myself included, and proudly so, and worked tirelessly without the people in question and the person in question actually acknowledge, who cared for acknowledgement, because we wanted to have a secured homeland. And everybody worked tirelessly to see that Professor Chukwuma Soludo became the governor of Anambra State. The same people who worked for him to become the governor of Anambra State, the same people who put in their money, their energy, their platforms to ensure that he emerges as the governor of Anambra State, are the same people now saying that Peter Obi, who was the governor of Anambra State, is qualified to be the president of Nigeria. Now, our governor turns around to call those who worked for him and who are now working for this person now, to call them names. Names that I would never and I would not wish to repeat here. Then he begs you, oh, if they were miscreants, that he devoted time to reply in his love letter to Anambra or to Nigerians. Oh, when they were working for him, they weren't that destructive. They weren't that antagonistic, right? Okay. That's one side. Here we are now. I'm laying a foundation. Here we are. He said that Peter Obi will not win. It's actually a blessing in disguise. Let me say this to us. Because a lot of Nigerians were saying, oh, Peter Obi is an Igbo president. Peter Obi is going to be an Igbo. But by the time the governor of his own state, a man they thought when he came in, and I must say, when Peter Obi declared even under PDP that he was going to vie for presidency, he declared it in Anambra, because Peter Obi, for the 8 years Obiano was governor, he stayed away from governance. So some of us who knew what was happening, one or two things, were kind of excited to see there is a new government in Anambra State, and this man is declared. Soludo, the governor, gave him the platform, one of the auditoriums at the government house, to declare where the traditional rulers in Anambra State converged together. And he did that. Myself, I got excited. But even in his letter, when he made reference to that, as if, okay, I've given you that, you should have stayed in NAPCA, blah, 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 but that's not the issue. But in my video, if you go back, play my video, because when I thought about it, I was trying to place my finger where the thing was coming from. I knew that it was something that has to do with the higher calling of office. I knew that something is not right somewhere. But what I did not know at that point was who was beating the drum. Okay, who was beating the drum? I'm going to take my time. If your internet finishes, we can do a recharge. You come back online. This platform can recharge for you. And for those of you who haven't done Christmas for me, hit the $ in the comment side and do the needful. But do the best thing you can, and the best gift you can is to share this stream, subscribe to this platform. And my guest in the studio here, I have a couple of people in the studio already. I acknowledge you. I have Reverend Michael, Ambassador Ikoma, and Kizi here. Guys, I know you are there. I will bring you in at the appropriate time. Please stay put. And if you want to join this stream as well, if you want to join, because we're going to, after me doing my ranting, if you so wish, I would also allow others to air their views, because here, more or less like a citizen parliament, we all air our views, whether they like it or not. They must listen to us. So people, please pause for 1 second. Share this stream. Get more people in. Share, like, tweet it, Facebook it, tweet it on, let me speak like Agbados, tweet it on WhatsApp, or WhatsApp it on Twitter, or Facebook it on Instagram, Instagram it on Facebook. You know what I mean? Because this is, one, let me tell you, town hall is different. But come back to this. In all these people, who is playing this drum? That is the question. And let me get the Arise team, the analysis this morning. I'll get to something here in a short while. Let's listen to this.
Junior businessman Arthur Eze not to support Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi's presidential ambition. The businessman made the pronouncement during a festival, stating that he cautioned the former Anambra governor to drop his ambition and wait for another opportunity because he will not win. Eze went on to say that when the time is right, stakeholders in the Southeast.
Now, listen to this. There was an ofala in Ugbo. For many of you who do not know, Eze is from the royal family in Ugbo. And this ofala, as this ofala was going on, the governor of Anambra State walked in, to give you background. And Eze, in his usual way, started talking, and the rest.
That he cautioned the former Anambra governor to drop his ambition and wait for another opportunity because he will not win. Eze went on to say that when the time is right, stakeholders in the Southeast will back current Anambra governor, Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo.
And the question, who are the stakeholders? If Nigerians who are on the streets, the Nigerians who are angry, the Nigerians who were shot during the time they came to protest for their rights during the NSAS, Nigerians who are saying we are tired of the things happening, Nigerians who are saying break down this country, break it and let everybody go their way, but suddenly are saying, should we give ourselves, if they say we have to do things through democratic means, should we give ourselves the time and the energy and walk through one man who says he's going to do this on our behalf? Should that be the case, they are rekindling their own hopes, their aspirations, through a man who said to them, I'm rich, I don't necessarily need to be president, but if you want to run for president, you can do that through me. Here I am, I offer myself. No big high-sounding grammar, just being simple, presenting himself for you to do nothing but to select him. And he has offered himself for this role. And he is offering himself for this role. But here we are When you hear this soundbite, when the time is ripe, and I ask, when I hear that, control myself. When I hear that, when the time is ripe, it gets me angry. Sorry. In 1979, 9 years after the Civil War, there was a democratic process. Ekweme was vice. The time was not ripe. In 1983, which could have been in 1987 for re-election, and if that re-election had occurred, Ekweme would have, not by natural progression, become the candidate for presidency. That was truncated. The time wasn't ripe. When the military struck, the rest is history. In 1999, 98, 99, Ekweme and co. Abubakar them formed the G34, eventually metamorphosed into the PDP. One of the PDP in their own constitution that time said, if you do not win your own ward, you can't run for this. The man they eventually chose, Obasanjo. The man didn't win his ward. The man who won his ward, Inoko, was dropped. Peace reigned. The time wasn't ripe. In the other party, where Oboniono won, stepped down for another person from Southwest, Olufalaye, the time wasn't right. We moved on now. A northern Fulani man, pay attention here. A northwest Fulani man, Buhari, governed for 8 years. And someone wants to put an argument that a northern Fulani man from northeast Adamawa should take over. Now think about it, just for 1 second. A southeasterner, assuming, let's just assume P2B has won. He finishes his 8 years, right? And someone tells you that another person of Igbo extraction, but maybe from the south, either from Rivers, from Kogi, from Benue, or from Delta, would now become another president. Just imagine how that would sound. That after P2B, I would sit down here and make argument that Ifeanyi Okonwa or Okowa will should become the president of Nigeria. I think I must have lost my mind if I ever conceived such a nonsensical idea. And I'll be pushing it in a religious, ethnic Nigeria, right? But yet, here we are. Let's finish this.
As the chosen candidate of Igbo extraction to be the Nigerian president, his decision follows Soludo's statement back in November when he said Peter Obi will not win the forthcoming general election because he does not have the requisite structure. In an article titled History Beckons and I Will Not Be Silent, Part 1. Let's take some tweets. This person wrote, same author Eze who declared that Buhari will hand over to Igbos after his second term. It's sad. The Igbos are the biggest barriers to their political potential. Thank God Peter Obi is not a regional candidate. Another tweet goes, author Eze has distanced himself from Peter Obi's ambition, just like Charles Soludo. It might seem odd, but this gladdens my heart. It goes a long way to prove that Peter Obi is not an Igbo or another project. It's a Nigerian project. Over to you, Dr. Batson.
Okay, first, Chief Ato Eze is a prominent Igbo entrepreneur who also had very long-standing association with politicians. But one thing that we must realize is that he is speaking for himself, and he has a right to choose his own candidate. And everybody should realize that he has only one vote. Just as he, as an Igbo person, and Charles Soludo have said they believe in the candidacy of Peter Obi, there are also others. Chimaroke Nnamani, Senator Chimaroke Nnamani, is supporting Bola Ahmed Tinubu, even if it's the PDP. Uche Nife is also not supporting Peter Obi. And then you have others like that, Charles Soludo. Orji Kalu is supporting Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the APC. So these are all prominent Igbos making their own individual choices. Would Ato Eze's choice in the matter, will it influence anybody? Will Charles Soludo be in a position to influence anybody? I don't think so. And, you know, some people from that Ofala festival that took place in Dunu Kofia have come up to, this is not the position of the people of Dunu Kofia, and it's the position of Igbos. And in any case, there are persons, also Igbos, who are also prominent and who have voice, who are saying we are supporting Peter Obi. On Twitter, I saw Francis Cardinal Reze, I don't know whether he's one using that handle or somebody using his name, saying that, look, 2023, what Chief Ato Eze has said, is an indication that the 2023 battle will be a battle between the rich and the poor. And he advised people to use their PVC, to go and get their PVC and vote. If it's the Cardinal that is truly operating that Twitter handle, what he's saying, therefore, is what we have consistently said here, that it is the people of Nigeria that will determine who will become president. It's not one individual that will act like God. There's no, head mentality in this matter. No, somebody cannot carry one Ofala cap and say, we don't support this man. There are others like Afamogene. Afamogene is an Igbo man. He's supporting P2B. Reverend Okechukwu Obioha has also spoken up. He says he's supporting P2B. Chief Eze has also spoken up to say he's supporting P2B. These persons that I have listed, they are no less Igbo than Chief Ato Eze. But he has made his choice in the matter, and the P2B campaign has replied through Donone Fade, the spokesperson for the group, and he has said clearly that P2B is not running an Igbo project.
Yes.
That is running a national project. Absolutely. He's not seeking to become president of Igbo land. He wants to be president of Nigeria.
Yes.
And it will be all Nigerians that will take a decision whether he should be there or not. So I hope that Chief Ato Eze gets that message and will stop insisting that, we have chosen our own president. This same Chief Ato Eze, in 2015, supported Tony Nwoye for the gubernatorial election in Anambra. Yes. Tony Nwoye didn't win. In 2019, the candidate that he supported also did not win. Yeah. So I don't see, this is just one of those things in politics.
Okay, Arthur is considered one of the kingmakers in Anambra State. I mean, what do you make of this pronouncement of him actually backing Soludo over Peter Obi as the next Nigerian president?
He's not, he's Igbo extraction. Yeah. He's saying that let Atiku go and then we'll hand over to Soludo. And I was going, the first thing that came to my mind is this presidency you are sharing. There is God, though. Because I don't understand how someone will decide that, okay, we'll give it to you first and I'll give it to you first. Is that how elections are done in Nigeria? I'll just very quickly read a tweet from another Igbo man, Kings Imogalo, at least from that region. All presidential candidates deserve respect. Trying to delegitimize any of them is futile. Whether anyone thinks any particular candidate will win or not is simply personal opinion and immaterial. They have the right to contest. Only one will win, and guess what? Let the vote count and voters decide.
So, That is a good one there from fellow High Chief Ifeke Gonanewi. That is Professor Kinsley Mogalo. Is a good place to anchor that. Now, I don't want to belabor us with a couple of videos, but if we go back to history, recall that during Buhari's second term in Ebonyi, Ateze was seen in this video saying that Buhari, Ndibo should vote for Buhari. That Buhari is the only man with conscience, the only man with conscience to hand over to an Igbo person. When I see him, I see how he's handed over. That format didn't work. Now he's gone on to say this guy, Atiku, will be the only person to hand over to an Igbo man, and that person to hand over will be Professor Chukwuma Soludo. Are you now making the connecting dots? Why Soludo was firing? And yesterday or 2 days ago, he came out to expose Soludo and why Soludo fired. Because Soludo, when he fired what he fired, 2 missiles, and wrote that lengthy letter that he called part 1. He promised that there's going to be part 2. Many of us are now asking, are the script writers in Nollywood or the cameramen in Nollywood, are they finished that the part 2 is not coming up? Because I tell you this, there are 2 things. It's either that the backlash that he got from part 1 is really suffocating him, that he doesn't want to release a part 2, or he's waiting for when he considers that the part 2 will give maximum damage before he comes out with part 2. But let me warn him publicly also that what he does not know, and I will now because let me warn him. There are people, especially people of professorship in his own league, that are waiting for him. They forgave him the first time. And Professor, let me tell you, they say I should tell you, I know you are watching, that if you come out with part 2, that they will also make their own mind publicly known to you. Many of us, well, let's go and get our popcorn ready. If they fire missile, if they no fire missile, waiting concern Agbero, concern overload. That is on one plant. Finally here, people, you now ask yourself, is that the one beating this drum for Professor Chukwuma Soludo? And many of you are saying that, why is it that Igbos can support themselves? I say, I mean, are you a joker? Saying that Igbos are not supporting their own? Who says it? Does Ateze or Soludo equal Igbo? No, these are one person. He's a one man. You saw what Professor Kinsley Moghalu said there. He's equal a professor. He's equal an economist. So what is it? Whatever you're looking for, Sokoto is also in Sokoto. Brilliant minds. Question is, why are they doing this? And for records here, Ateze has not supported anyone. Or rather, I put it this way. In 2002, 2003, I've tweeted this already. Ateze did not support Peter Obi, but he won the 2003 elections. 2009, 2010, re-election, Ateze did not support Peter Obi to become the governor of Anambra State, re-election, but Peter Obi won. 2013, 2014, Ateze did not support Obiano to become the governor. Ateze had a Tony Nwoye, then under APC in that race. And what happened? That election was lost. Subsequently so. So he has been consistently, yes, he has an oil well. Yes, he's gotten some things from the Nigerian government, and so what? It does not. What he does not know is that the driver that drives him, He will be shocked on 25th February next year who the driver will vote for. He will be shocked that the man or the Calabar person that cooks his own food, he will be shocked who the person will be voting for. He will be shocked that the petrol attendant, where he goes and buy his petrol, who they will be voting for. There is limit to what they can order people to do because the people are now awake. Now I have Ambassador here and I have Kizzy here. Let me get some people to join me here before I continue further. Please, if I'm bringing you on, can you kindly turn your camera on, please? Ambassador and Kizzy, please, would you mind turning your camera on? Kizzy, are you there? Is it dark where you are that you can't turn your camera on? Please. Okay, guys. So, people, please, by any means, share this stream, like and share, and use the super chat and super sticker button. This is end of the year. For those of you who haven't paid your tithe for Christmas, so you can all do it at once, Christmas, New Year, everything. So, Kizzy, are you there? Kizzy, are you there? Okay. I think what's happening for those in the at the back end in the studio, what's happening? Ambassador, are you able to? Ambassador, are you able to unmute? Can you hear me? Okay. Well, we would get back to them now. For those of you who are still in the back room and experiencing, if you're experiencing anything, please can you chat me up? Then we'll see how we can fix that up. So everyone, when you look at this, then you ask yourself, what is happening? If there is this discussion now going on whether supporting him, whether he will win or not, what kind of bothers some people is when some people are saying, or rather the argument is, why actually go to town? Even if you don't want to support him, don't support him. But why discourage others who, if they decide to support him, what's the problem? Ambassador, please, can you unmute? Ibongosa, please. If you unmute, let's get you in, please. And Kizzy, if not, well, maybe you can come back in, please, guys. Kizzy, if you're not unmuting, then I'll take you guys out. You come back and log back in. Thank you very much for being part of this. Now, for those of you who wish to also join this stream, I will be sharing the link for you to join quickly. Just bear with me one moment. Let me quickly share the link for you to join the stream, please. Hold on. And by the way, for those of you who may not be aware, the President General for Hannes Ndibo, Professor Ambassador George Obiozo, is late. It's a big tragedy that he is no more. He has joined the ancestors, and yeah, it's a sad one. We pray that his soul rest in peace. Okay. May his soul rest in peace. And sadly, the deputy Ohanese president also died. I think since the history of Ohanese, such tragedy and calamity, I believe, has never happened. That first, the deputy died. The deputy, I think, was to be buried next week or so. And before the Ohanese president himself also died. It is unbelievable, but such is life. Indeed, such is life. So, for those of you who wish to join the conversation, quickly let me share the link for you to click. And if you click that link, you can basically just join the conversation there. You know, while we pray for the repose of the soul of those that we've lost in the last couple of days. So you can see there, you in the comment section, you have, do you think, as I have alluded to, that Ateze is the one beating the drum for Professor Chukwuma Soludo? Or do you think there is someone else? I think, in my view, I think at more than ever, one would have to believe that Ateze is the one beating the drum more than any other thing. But someone is holding that drum that is being, someone is holding the drum. The person that is holding the drum is Atiku, but the one doing the beating is Ateze. The same Ateze, recall that he told Ndibo a couple of years back that if Buhari finishes, that Buhari was to hand over to an Igbo man. Now the question is, has Buhari done that? Has he extracted that deal, if at all there was any? Okay, I think Ambassador is now on here. So you're welcome to Ninja Media, please.
Thank you so much, Mr. Maazi. Can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you, but if you don't mind, turn your camera on, please.
Okay. But you can see me?
Yes, we can see you now. Go ahead.
All right. So it's a privilege to have the opportunity to speak at this forum. And I've listened to you and the conversation that is ongoing. I think for me, there are two lessons I learned from the statement from both Soludo and the chief Ato Eze. There are two lessons that we as obedience should take very seriously. It means that first, for the fact that they are saying they are not in support of his presidency, the first thing is that our principal is not an Igbo extraction president. It is the president of Nigeria. So that alone, for them to be jittering, it means that we are doing the right thing and we're on the right track. So it is
the right mic.
Exactly. So we are making the best move. So we should not relent. I think their statement should even further energize us to keep up with the work we are doing, and then to look at the these day projections. I don't want to call that a pool, and see those undecided percentage, and see how we can dislodge and work on that so that those people can be convinced on why they should key into the new Nigeria that is possible through our principle. So I think that is another area we should look at, the pool, the projection that was made, and then we can look at those states that are high in number as to undecided voters. Then we can do more of sensitization, awareness program, and then trickle the message down for a new Nigeria. That is two. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is this. For the fact that we are clamoring for a Nigeria that is possible, a new Nigeria, I think that this set of people that are speaking against our principle are those people who are involved in the project of holding down the country. So we actually do not need them, because the fight is not going to be a fight of money. The fight is going to be a fight of survival. The fight for life, because Nigerians are longing to survive because they are already being strangled. So this set of people speaking about the movement are people who have been involved over the years, oppressing the poor, subjugating them and giving them poverty, to feed on. And then at the end of the day, they come with little amount of money and say, oh, okay, take this and vote for us. The aspect of the sensitization we are also carrying out of vote buying is also eating deep. And so I'm seriously telling you that some of these reactions may not be the way we are looking at it. It could be a refusal from their own end, probably based on the secret agenda or secret plans that they are having with their supposedly maybe plotters or gangs or what do you call them? Agberus that they want to use. Now, it could be that some of them are already refusing to act in line with what they are used to. So it could be an outburst of a reaction. So we should take whatever statement they are making very seriously and work with it in our strategic group, and then intensify our campaign, because that is the message. And another truth is that we have not been found wanting as to using foul languages, in terms of our campaign. We have been issue, conscious. We have been dealing on the issues that have to do with the Nigerian people, and that this is a Nigerian project, and then we must take it seriously. And maybe I would like to say this. I don't know the number of people on this group, but I would like to say this, especially I know that could be communicated. Local government level. There is.
I think your network is now playing up.
Okay, can you hear?
Okay, I can hear you now. Can you round up? So let me get Kingsley in. Go ahead.
Is it clearer? All right, fine.
Go ahead.
So I'm very sure that you're very close to the strategic group, and I think this should be have as fully boots agents is very important. The earlier we conclude on the selection, the better.
Okay, thank you very much. So Kingsley,
Okay,
your network is so Kingsley. Go ahead. Unmute yourself, please.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
All right. Hey, please, I want to thank you once again. This is my first time joining this platform, and I've been privileged to watch your program all the time, even after you must have done it. And I thank again the people you have on this platform who have been contributing immensely to this platform. Honestly, like the last speaker just said, this is an issue-based campaign, and it's not about us. Most of us here, are in the diaspora. We can really say we can feed ourselves, but we always have one or two people in Nigeria that, our families, our friends, and relatives that we take care of. So we are all crying every day because of how the country looks like. Peter Obi coming on board has, honestly made myself, before I go to work, it's all about Peter Obi. When I'm at work, it's all about Peter Obi. Before I sleep, it's all about Peter Obi. And so to many other Nigerians who honestly cared for Nigeria, because we can't get it wrong mostly at this time. So coming to the issue with Professor Soludo and Dr. Eze, I want to use this opportunity to thank Mr. President, who either mistakenly or in any way have tried and signed the Electoral Act 2022, which has made it at least a little bit possible for every vote to count. So Actoids and Soludo only have one vote. And as a matter of fact, they cannot tell who we are voting for. Most Nigerians are crying, like Peter D said all the time, there's no area in Nigeria we can buy bread cheaper. No region buy bread cheaper, buy plantain or whatever is cheaper. So even the Northerners are even the ones crying more than we the Southeasterners. So I'm only please trying to give my support to whatever we can do. I have the opportunity to have a lot of family members in Nigeria, my tenants in Port Harcourt, and all of them. I told them, hey, no P2B, no renewal. And I mean, I'm trying as much as I do to campaign as much as I can, and printing as much as some banners, flyers, and stickers. You can put them at the back of your phone, mostly to our old men and women who doesn't know what the LP represents. So we are doing all these things just because to create more awareness, so for us to have total victory. The area we need to focus on personally is still the north. But I can say convincingly that the southeast and the south, we've done a lot of work and we keep on doing, but we need to focus more and more on the southwest and the north. So whatever we can do and the ideas we can, do to make sure we get this campaign moving forward, because I mean we have less than 60 days to go, and I believe things are changing. Everybody's like talking about it everywhere, and by the special grace of God, we hope to hear positively from the G5 governors, and see where it takes us from there. So let me not take much of your time, please. I thank you once again, and I know things are moving to our direction. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thanks for joining us. And Noel, please. Noel, what's your contribution? We can't hear you. Please, if you're using a headset, if maybe it's not working, you can take it off, please. Okay. It's not working once more. You can take it off, unplug it, and talk, please. Unplug your headset from your device and speak. Okay, you may have to fix it. So now, before we continue, I want to play us this video, and this is a video of when Buhari came for campaign in Ebonyi State, and this is here was Eze saying that Buhari was the only Northerner that was going to give an Igbo man presidency after being voted in. Now, you be the judge. You tell me if his manner of campaign, the way he has campaigned, the way he basically prompted Buhari here, if that has come to fruition.
Like somebody like Buhari, I'm not enough. Like somebody like Buhari, I'm not enough. Like somebody like Buhari, after another 4 years, 8 years in presidency, we give people the power. Nobody else will do that. Only Buhari. When I'm saying you the power here, can Buhari?
And he asked the people, is there any other person that can give you power except Buhari? And the people said no. Well, basically, the people said nothing. Many of them clapping. Many of them actually believed that because he's connected, quote unquote, that he was going to give them power afterwards. Now, as Mr. Blue would always say, is power is not served a la carte. Power is not pasta. Neither is it indomie. It's, it has to be restored. The way the obedient are plastering everybody now and working day and night to wrestle that power. So, Noel, can you try once more? Are you there? Sorry, it's not working. We're going to take you out. Your device is not working. We can't hear you. Even with your headset, without headset, it's not working. Sorry. So now, if you watch that video, I don't know what you will think, guys. I think it makes me laugh when he says that this is the only person that can give you power when you vote him in. And let's listen to that again, because this is so funny. If you ask me,
like Tombola Buhari, I'm not like Tombola Buhari. After another 4 years, 8 years presidency, we give people power. Not like Tombola Buhari. After another 4 years, 8 years presidency, we give people power. Nobody else will do that. Only Buhari. Where do you know the power here? Can I Buhari? Oh, Buhari will give us power. We transfer the presidency to Ibama. Because he has conscience.
Buhari is a man of conscience. Because Buhari has conscience, he will give Igbos power. I don't know if I bring Chief out here now and ask him, does it mean does Buhari no longer have conscience? Does Buhari no longer have conscience? Because you told us that Buhari has conscience, that Buhari was going to give Igbos power. But here we are, after all the conscientiousness, there is no power to be given. Oh, dear. Some of you are just Anyway, guys, it's unbelievable. When you get some things, when you want to piece all these puzzles together, what you come out with is going to puzzle you the more. But irrespective of what we see, I will leave us with this. 2023, in the next 2 weeks, you will see some public declarations that will shock you. I am giving you a tip of the iceberg. You will see some public pronouncements that will shock you. And I will say to the obedient, even the spirits, up, down, not from top to bottom, but up, down, sideways. They have endorsed it all. It is going to happen. And it's going to be shocking to many of them. Because this is a war. This is a fight. The Goliath and David. And you know where you are. Because you do not have the ammunitions of Goliath. You are not as tall. You do not have the big and deep pockets. You do not have the bullion van that the Goliaths move with. But you, the David, you have something. You have your PVC in form of your catapult. And you're waiting. In the words of Fayote, you're waiting like this. You're looking at them. You're aiming. You're looking at them and they are walking. You use your PVC. Why they are telling you it's not possible, it's not possible. You're dragging it, it's not possible. You're dragging it, it's not possible. You're dragging it, it's not possible. By the time you release that your drag, all of them, they will scatter. They will know that town hall is different from Hulaba. Town hall will be different. It's not different though, but town hall different from Hulaba. You would understand. For those who do not understand, they would eventually understand. On that note, I leave you this night and I say good night and thank you for joining me. I am still Maazi Ezeoke.